Hello people and welcome back. Today we're looking at Sticky Situations. This release is really bad. I didn't think we were going to look at any more awful releases, but this release sucks butt. Sorry for that unenthusiasm. I just tried to record this episode like 10 times, but I completely messed everything up, so let's hope we do better this time. So this was put out onto DVD on December 11 of 2012. In the United States, we don't cover UK dates, but this was also put out on January 14th of 2013 in the UK. And then this was also put out by Universal, I assume around 2014. And another little fun fact, the original release of this did come with some magnets. Mine is from eBay, and it didn't have the magnets, which is not really the biggest deal in the world, because what would I use them for? Although I would kind of like to have them just have like a complete set, but it's not really a big deal. So, let's take a look here. So at the top there we have Good Friends Stick Together, Thomas and Friends Sticky Situation. That title is pretty generic, but I absolutely love the design for it. I think it's really clever how they replaced the U with a magnet and how the T and the I are kind of like being sucked onto it. That was really clever. I like how the sticky is also, looks like it's metal. Very cool. I love the logo design. And then we have Butch and Thomas here. Not the worst poster, honestly. It's actually a bit engaging, but again, like, what release was it? Schoolhouse Delivery? I can't really focus on anything. I can focus on this a lot more than that one because there's a lot less going on, but it's still a bit hard. Like, my eye wants to go to Butch, but it also kind of wants to go to Thomas. I don't know. It's alright, though. It's not the worst. On the side, we have all this stuff. Sticky Situations, Thomas, Lionsgate. We have so many red spines. So many red and blue spines are coming. Mostly blue, though. Thomas and Friends logo again. I like how they used the magnet to represent the U again. That is a screenshot taken directly from Stuck on You, so that's kind of lazy, but whatever. Oh, that's weird. What? Wait, is this on the hook? Okay, so on... Maybe it isn't. The text is just blocking it, but... It looks like the magnet is just on like a pole, but as you can see on the front here, it's like hooked onto Butch's already existing hook, so I don't know. I don't care. We have a screenshot from Charlie and Eddie and a screenshot from Gordon and Ferdinand. I do like how we're getting screenshots again, but I don't believe they will be around for too much longer. We have the Biff Bash Boss game, that's a really fun game. Guess Who Puzzles, Go Thomas karaoke music video, and fun and activities with Driver Perkins. The Mr. Perkins segment on this is okay. It's nothing too great, but it's a bit generic. But that's not really the worst thing in the world. They are overall the saving graces of these releases, like I've been saying. Here is the disc. You can actually see a bit more. More of like this side more than this side, but it's still cool. Yeah, pretty nice. Wait, did the tracks just end? Oh, you can't even see the track. Oh well. And again, it's in an eco case. Oh well. So what episodes do we have on here? We have... Give me a second. Stuck on You, Spencer the Grand, Gordon and Ferdinand, and Charlie and Eddie. And then on the UK and Australian release of this, you got Henry's Health and Safety and Diesel's Special Delivery. Cool. These episodes aren't cool, though. They're actually very bad. I really hate Stuck on You. I do like how Butch kind of has a lead role now, because he didn't really have one in the past, but he acts like a complete idiot here. He literally knocks some poles into the ocean. Like, come on, dude. I did mention this when I tried to record this earlier, but I don't think it's the rescue center's job to, like, bring new materials to a building site or, like, even just rebuild stuff in general. You gotta call, like, Jack in the Pack for that. Don't call, like, Flynn or Bell or Butch for that. Again, and then Rosie's Wheel, that's also not the rescue center's job. It is their job to go and save Rosie, but it's Victor's job to get her a new wheel. And then speaking of Victor, why didn't he tell Butch about the magnet before Thomas arrived? I think that is just so stupid. Everybody in this era is so impatient, so incompetent, and so oblivious to all their surroundings. It is incredibly irritating, and I hate it with all my heart. So yeah, Stuck on You, probably top 5 worst episodes of this era. What's next? Spencer the Grand? No, it's pretty bad. You can't see anything. I do like the concept of having an episode take place entirely in fog. They did this in season 6. Well, it's not entirely in fog in that episode, but it's around fog. And then in season 18, I think, there's an episode called The Flatheads of Fear that takes place during fog, kind of, but you can actually see a lot more in that episode than in this. It's literally just white, just photographed. The only character you can see is Spencer, and that's it. I know that's what they're trying to go for, but it makes it so unpleasant for the viewers watching. I could not watch that episode with being like, what's going on? What? It's also where are they? I can't tell where you are. I know, again, that's the intention of the story, but even when they're in the most generic locations, in between scenes, you can't tell where they are. What? Are you on the main line? Are you on a branch line? Are you in a station? Are you on the mainland? Are you on Misty Island? Are you on the Magic Railroad? Where are you? Gordon and Ferdinand, it's kind of going off of that Misty Island Logging Locos meet the Steam Team little arc from season 15. And this one is not horrible, but it's still very repetitive. I do like the concept of Gordon and Ferdinand teaming up because I like Gordon and I like Ferdinand, even though Gordon says the exact same thing over and over and over. I am Gordon, fastest and best, and pulls the express. And Gordon and Ferdinand says, that's right, even though I only think he says it twice in this episode. But he still barely says a damn thing. He literally just says, I'm Ferdinand. That's the only different thing he says, really. Yeah, and also, why do the Duke and Duchess want the line of Sodor? They can go to Nafford Station if they want to see that, but why do they want it? And then Charlie and Eddie. It's not the worst thing in the world. I do like the idea of having Edward and Charlie team up because it's the old guy teaching the young guy, but the episode is literally just playtime from season 13 with the roles swapped. Yeah, that's really, really bad. The racing theme, though, is really, really cool, though. It's just such a bop. That's pretty much it. And if you do, I don't believe I mentioned this. I already forgot about what I talked about. But in season 14, there is an episode, also minor thing before we talk about that. This is, I believe, the last season 14 episode that we needed. And this is coming out over 2 years after, Merryweather Wish. That was the first season 14 episode or release. Yeah. It's coming out over 2 years after that release. It's taken 2 years to get season 14 on DVD. 2 years. Ridiculous, I tell you. Absolutely ridiculous. That is unacceptable. But yeah, speaking of season 14, there is an episode known as James in the Dark. I mentioned this with, I believe, Schoolhouse Delivery, but that episode wasn't released on an official Thomas DVD. It was released on a hit favorites combo DVD with Fireman Sam, I believe. Not Postman Pat, that's the UK. Bob the Builder, Angelina Ballerina, stuff like that. So this episode never made it onto US DVDs. I don't know if it made it onto UK, but let's just stick it onto this one because screw it. So I didn't put these in chronological order. I usually write those down, but I forgot. So I'm going to go up based off memory. I believe the order would go James in the Dark, Charlie and Eddie, Gordon and Ferdinand, Stuck on You, and then Spencer the Grand, I believe. Those last two might need to be swapped, but I don't remember. I don't really care either. So, yeah, that's really all for this episode here. Again, this is a really, really bad release, but we are 2 releases closer to looking at the Brenner era, and I am so excited. This is the last, horrible, horrible release until Anna is aboard, but in terms of, new content, this is the last, horrible release. Season 16 is still bad, but there are some elements that are pretty cool. For example, in Muddy Matters, there is an episode taking place on the narrow gauge railway. And that was really novel to see for the first time in like 2013. So I'm excited to talk about that. And yeah, I don't really look forward to these next few episodes, but I look forward to getting out of this era because we are nearly to the top of the ladder. So I thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you later. Bye. My throat is so dry. I need some water.